Your handle on Twitter or X is Big Wide Receiver Guy. This is a big wide receiver. Tell us about Derek Meadows.
Yeah, so he is currently wide receiver 7, 50th overall player in the class. He is 6'5", 195, 200-ish. I've seen varying reports there with an 80-inch wingspan. He plays at Bishop Gorman High School out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Obviously a fantastic team, and he's currently uncommitted, but leaning Notre Dame, as he is definitely their type. Um,
Definitely.
so Meadows is, when we talk about this prototype freak athlete, X wide receiver. I mean, that's basically Meadows fits into that category very well. He's a fantastic tester, along with his great size already. He was the Nevada boys track and field athlete of the year last year. He was also the 300-meter hurdle state champion, which again is pretty crazy for somebody of his size. He has a extremely good long speed and burst. You can jump out the gym really fast, and he definitely shows it off on the field as a deep threat. You can see the athleticism translate there to the field, but and on top of that, he did have 26 yards per catch, and over half his catches, or just about half his catches, were touchdowns. But the downside there is that he only had 15 catches last year, and he was fourth on his team in total receiving yards, which is a pretty big red flag for me, even considering that he is playing for Bishop Gorman. I mean, we're talking about somebody who's supposed to be a top 10 wide receiver in the class, and he had like the 5th most catches on the team last season. So that's a big question mark for me. He was playing with some pretty good players. Aldrich Harris, I believe, was their leading receiver last year. He is now at Washington, and he was totally opposite player, much more refined, ready to go kind of guy. But even what's his name? Elijah Lofton, the tight end / running back maybe now at Miami. He also much more yards than him. And then even another player in his own class that is unranked, Brandon Gaia. He had more receiving yards than Meadows as well, and he's not even ranked in this class. So it's a big question mark. He definitely has the opportunity to step up this season and show that he is the guy there. But just overall, the skill set outside of just being this fantastic athlete isn't really there. There's camp footage of him working out for Notre Dame. There's several kind of bad drops there. He's definitely not a route runner yet. I wouldn't really call him a yak guy either. He's definitely just much more of a downfield, deep threat, trying to separate that way with his long speed. And there really isn't too much else to his game at the moment. So it's kind of hard to project him there. He's definitely a project player. Notre Dame is not a CFF safe haven, so he doesn't get any points there. Best case scenario, he develops 3-4 years, breaks out, and then we're looking at some potential NFL upside. But it's just tough with where he's currently at.
This reeks of Miles Boykin to me. And I don't even know what his high school profile looked like.
Equanimous.
Yeah, total freak athlete. Took 3 or 4 years to really do anything at Notre Dame. David, I feel like you're always put in this position to have to talk about your Notre Dame receiver prospects in the same exact way. They definitely have a type.
Yeah, they have a type. I mean, they're good at finding guys that are going to test well, and they can get guys in the NFL for those reasons. And that's kind of why I say Equanimous St. Brown, who's a guy that was around 6'5" and tested real well, and really wasn't all that productive in college. But he was still drafted in the 6th round. Didn't do nothing in the NFL, but was never fantasy relevant. So I don't know. The services seem to like him. Like, I think 24/7 Sports has him like real high, like in the top 50 or something like that. So I don't know. I think they're just projecting, looking at the traits, and maybe they saw him in person and really liked what they saw, and he's steadily improving through the summer. That could be the case. So as I always say, I will wait to see the senior tape, but as of right now, I'm highly skeptical.
Yeah, I like on the on our cheat sheet here for the show sheet, the not so good is too tall, we've come to like, we don't want guys over like 6'3" pretty much. And that actually did bear out a little bit, I think, in the data that was looked at for high-end wide receivers who make it to the NFL. They weren't over 6'4", I don't think. But yeah, reading the 24/7 blurb on him, it's just, it screams to me like you're quintessential, like he doesn't do anything in college. And everyone's like, I thought he was going to be awesome, because the whole blurb is just like projection, upside, if he puts it together, if he figures it out. Like maybe he'll be a jumbo tight end, maybe, but he has receiver traits. But like they're already saying maybe he puts on 30, 40 pounds, becomes a tight end. Like that's not really what I want my top 5 wide receiver to. That's not what I want them to be talking about my top 5 wide receiver if I'm, adding him to my fantasy team. So, I think it's just like everything about him is, if it all comes together, projection. He's 6'5", 220, and, could be the next Julio Jones. He's not. I thought his stats were like 1 or 2 games, and I could not believe his junior stats were like 10 games. Unless he was playing with a broken leg, like that's just, there's just nothing there. Like we know with receivers, it's production, even more than running backs, more than quarterbacks. It is, did you earn the targets? It's not athleticism. It's not straight line speed, and so it's just very concerning. He's 2-sport athlete. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy to me. The services would be so high on Derek Meadows. Have we not learned anything, people, after doing this for like 25 years? 24/7 has been doing this for so long. Have we not learned anything? But we'll see. I wish the best for the kid. Hopefully he becomes the next Megatron. I have nothing against him, but from my lens, I just don't see what we're getting excited about. I saw him. This is on a highlight tape, and that's the last thing I'll say. His highlight tape of 15 catches, he does an out route and like falls over, and then gets up, catches the ball, and runs it in for a touchdown because the tackling was bad. Like his one breaking route that I saw, he almost fell over. Like I don't know. That it's real tough for me with him. All right. If you like what we're doing on the official and you want to talk more about Derek Meadows, you want to tell us you disagree with Derek Meadows, comment down below, like and subscribe so you don't miss us talking about every prospect as we get through the summer.